Hi, this is Jamie Maggart. Welcome to my craft table today. I'm going to zoom down and we'll get started. Try to explain what we're doing today. It all started today because I was stamping something else and my rich raspberry ink pad was frothy and foamy and wouldn't stamp the details. It was just all bubbly and I think it got over inked, but it might just be because it was too hot. So I stamped the pad off onto some scratch paper or some just pieces of paper I had so that I could use the stamp pad, and I needed to come up with something to do with it. So that's where today's card started. And I'll show you what else I needed. Well, let's start over here. These little flowers, I had a bunch of little flowers that I cut out of this piece of scrap, and I used this flower here. See if I can get it so it doesn't glare. And it's from the seasonal layers or the colorful seasons bundle. So I cut a bunch of those. This little piece here is a little piece of saffron. It's just a scrap. I cut a bunch of circles, little circles out so that I could glue them to the back of the flowers. I'll show you that in a minute. Out of the piece itself, one of the pieces, I cut from the second largest scalloped layering ovals, the second largest, which is this one here. I cut out a scalloped oval. Okay, so we're done with those papers. Okay, then out of a scrap of layering weight Whisper White, I cut from the third, from the largest layering oval, another oval. These little leaves are this tiny, there's a tiny little leaf here. I don't know if you can see it. From Beautiful Bouquet. They were left over from another project, and I stamped them with lemon lime twist. For the layers themselves, I have a piece of Tropical Escape 6x6 DSP. It's 1 3/4 inches wide. It's the 6-inch length. I'll cut off the excess after we layer it onto the card. We have a piece of rich raspberry, which is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. We have a piece of pear pizzazz, which is 4 by 5 1/4. We have a card base, which is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored and folded at 4 1/4. We're also going to be using the Petal Burst embossing folder, and the Life is a Beautiful Thing, this one here, from the Colorful Seasons stamp. And that's the only stamping we're going to do today. I also added some of the little red jewels. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is stamp on the white oval that we've already cut out. And we're using the Memento Tuxedo Black ink. Make sure you put your lid someplace aside where it's not going to sit on anything, because it always leaves little black pieces all over. Little black ink spots. Make sure my stamp is inked up well. You want to stamp on this side because we're going to put the flowers on the other side. Alright, stamp it on this side. I don't want to press down too hard because it is a photopolymer stamp. But you want to leave it there long enough so it makes a good impression. Okay, put the lid back on the ink because we are done with it. Okay, so we're going to place that aside. Now, I've already done, for the sake of time, 2 of the flowers. What I've done is, see how they're, I don't know if you can see it, I'll use this piece. They cut out this little flower part in the center that's white. Well, when I put it on the card it was pretty, but it didn't really do anything for me. So I just messily cut little circle pieces to glue on the back so that those look yellow. So I just take a little dot of the Tombow Mono multi-purpose glue, just a tiny little dot, and glue this in the center there. And that's our flowers. Okay. That's what else I forgot to say. We're going to need the glue. Okay. Now, for the Pear Pizzazz piece, it is going to go in the Stampin' Up! Petal Burst embossing folder. It doesn't matter which side goes up on this one because there's no right or wrong side of the paper. If there was a right or wrong side of the paper, you're going to want to make sure that the Stampin' Up! Side and the right side of your paper are both up. And you're going to run it through the machine with the fold side going into the machine first. For the sake of time, I've already done that. Okay, this piece here is going to get adhered to the top of your rich raspberry piece, which again is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Using the mono glue, you could use tape run or whatever you're comfortable with. There's an 1/8 of an inch border going to be all the way around the edge. Okay, so that's glued on there. Oh, I almost forgot a couple steps. We're also going to need the decorative ribbon border punch. I've already punched out one, and I'll punch out the other one real fast here. I'll try to do it fast. Put it in so that the edge is all the way against this back ridge. Punch it down, and you're going to push it forward so that these two little, there's a silver, I don't know if you can see it, there's a silver pattern on here, and then the paper has the same pattern, so you're going to line it up so that they match, and then punch it again. Just keep doing that the whole length of your paper. Alright, these little things out of the way. Okay, now we are going to glue these, so you'll see that there's 2 edges. We're going to glue it so that this little tiny scalloped edge is sticking out on both long edges of the DSP, the Tropical Escape paper. And I put the glue on the back of this paper, just a very thin little bit, because you don't want it to ooze out. I don't know if you can see how little is on there. Oops, almost put it on backwards. Over, and it's not all the way to the edges, but that's alright. I'm not going to put the edges, I'm going to cut off the edges afterwards. the other side, a little bit of, tiny bit of glue. The hardest part is not getting too much glue. Oops. Okay. Right. Now we're going to take this piece, and this is going to get adhered down here in this bottom quadrant. There's a rule of 3 in art, where odd numbers and you divide it into 3 quadrants, and your things should go where that quadrant line is. It just looks better. You can do it in the center, that's alright too, but normally I tend to put things in the rule of 3, so I'll put it down where this 3rd quadrant is. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. Okay, turn it over from the back and cut these extra pieces off. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, then we're going to glue our Life is Beautiful that we stamped on the center of this oval piece, this rich raspberry inked piece. You'll see there's just a little bit of a scalloped edge that comes around the edge of it. Okay. And you have to decide if you want it to go this way, if you want it to go this way. I think this one will go this way. We'll glue it again in that 3rd quadrant where the thirds will coincide. Glue it down there. Okay. Then we're going to take our flowers. We just need to figure out how we want to arrange them. We'll do it sort of like that. And this one will pop up with a dimensional. So let's glue this one here. Just a little glue on the back. Put one dimensional on the back, stick our nail in, pop that paper off, pop that right up there. Okay, then we've got these 3 little leaves. I'm going to just stick a little bit of glue on the back, not a lot. I'm going to glue one up here on this flower. Go 2 down on this side. Okay, then we're going to glue this to our card base. Again, there's a little bit of a border all the way around. Then we're going to take the red rhinestone jewels and put one in the center of each flower. There you go, there's our card for today. quite simple, but it's pretty. Well, thank you for joining me at my craft table. I hope you have a wonderful day. Again, I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so if you do not have a demonstrator and you would like to get a catalog or get any products, feel free to notify me and I will be more than happy to help you. Or you can go to Stampin'Up.com and where it asks for demonstrator, just plop my name in there, Jamie Magrich, Jamiemagrich. Thank you so much and have a great rest of your day.